So.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the County Board meeting of March 7th, 2017. We'll begin this morning with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. And we will entertain a motion to dispense with the reading and approve the minutes.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Mr. Chair, if I could make one addition to the minutes.
Yes.
Last week, Auditor Hevela presented a summary of the change funds, and I just wanted to add, last week he had presented a nice handout. In the minutes, we had just stated that he updated the change fund summary, and I'd like to include the listing that was given, so we'll include that language.
That would be good to have as a part of the permanent record. Apologize for that, Lee. I should have mentioned that to you first.
I agree with that. I did have a talk with Susan about that.
Is the seconder okay with that too?
It's good to have it part of the record so it's easily to find.
Okay. So the motion will be with that correction, Lee, for made by Commissioner Potter, seconded by Commissioner Delighten. Any other corrections? Anything on there? And nobody sees anything? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous. Okay, and the agenda for today, is any additions, Lee?
No, sir.
Anyone else have anything?
Chair, I will move the agenda for today.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Hewsome, second by Commissioner Vetch to approve the agenda for today. No discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous. The consent agenda, is anyone want anything removed for further consideration?
Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Potter, second by Commissioner Hewsome to approve the consent agenda. Further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous. 9:03, Bob Hevela, County Auditor Treasurer. Mr. Bob Hevela.
Good morning, Board. I was hoping to have received a clarification as to when the date of the regional joint ditch meeting. We go down to McLeod County and all the counties who are part of that. Cindy Schultz is trying to schedule that date. The last I heard was March 10th, but I have no confirmation. So I'd like to have you guys approve attendance there, and then as soon as I have that date, give it to you.
Kind of short notice, if it's March 10th.
Right.
And Bob, I know I've gone to that in the past, so if you let me know.
I think you and Mark have both gone.
Yeah, I think.
Last one you missed, I think, but he has attended in the past.
So
I'm supposed to or something.
well,
That's
would
good.
it be appropriate to set it for March 10th and then clarify it once I get a hold of Cindy?
I just think I think we could probably just approve it.
I think I would just authorize attendance.
Yeah.
And when the date comes.
I'll make a motion to authorize attendance.
For the regional joint ditch meeting. Okay, motion by Commissioner
I'll
Delighten.
second
The
it.
joint ditch meeting, not regional. Joint ditch meeting.
Joint ditch.
And Commissioners, to clarify for those who don't go, what we do is we meet and we talk about the issues that are on our ditches, what we plan to do the next year, what our bills were for the past year.
And that's regarding ditch
2 joint
Is that the-
ditches.
21, 22,
And 14, 15.
and 14.
Right. We would share 4 with Carver, 14 and 15 with Meeker and McLeod, and then we have joint ditch 3 with Meeker. So those were our ditches that we had talked about.
Yeah.
It's a regional. Okay, further discussion. Go ahead,
Mr.
Commissioner
Chair, who
Hewsome.
would be able to attend that? I know I have other meetings that day, so I wouldn't be able to
You know
be
what?
there.
That's a good question, because I think I am more than likely going to be unable to attend too. I'll find out tomorrow.
Well, we'll find out where it is.
Board, I'll email people to be right away here and see if I have an update before you adjourn.
Okay, thank you.
Sounds good. Okay, further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And Susan, did you get the motion maker in the second on that? Okay. All right. Next up, Mr. Virgil Hawkins, our highway engineer.
Good morning.
Morning, Virgil.
Today, for your consideration, I have one item, and it is to approve resolution of final acceptance for the additional overlay project we did last year in Knife River. Did the work on highways 147, 116, and 42, and it's just to approve the final resolution and authorize final payment.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the final payment on contract number 1608.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Potter, second by Commissioner Vetch. Further discussion? Project came out good, everything.
Yep, very good. This is the one, as you recall, we had really good bids last year, and we let the second contract. And
We were real lucky on that one.
Okay.
This was the second, which highway was this for then?
this was for 3 different highways, 147, 116, and 42.
Sounds good. Hopefully we can get some bids like that again this year, right?
When are the bids coming out?
Well, we opened bids already for the overlays. We haven't brought them for award yet because we're opening bids this Friday for the Highway 3 project and our seasonals. So we thought we'd bring them all at the same
Oh, okay.
time, and then we'll know where we sit money-wise.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Further discussion, Commissioner Potter?
Resolution.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Chair,
Oh,
resolution.
aye.
Resolution.
Oh, it's a resolution, okay. And I think I'll start off today. I'll say aye.
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 Okay. Resolution carries unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay. Committee minutes. Commissioner Delighten, would you be able to do our committee of the whole minutes for 2/21/17?
Thank you, Mr. Lord.
Gave you a lot of notice on this.
Chairman.
one. Hope you
Yes,
appreciate
yes, you
that.
did, yeah, I do. You know, I do read my email. It's a thing that's on the computer. You can type in person's name and hit send and
I've heard of that.
with a message.
I've heard of those things.
We don't have broadband from that end of the county to yours though, Mark.
Oh. Am I still dealing with smoke signals out that way? No, I'm sorry, I don't know how to do that yet. Committee of the Whole met on February 21st, and we met out at the chalet at the Bertram Lake Park. Members present were all of the commissioners and Coordinator Kelly. Others present were Park Superintendent Mattice and Assistant Coordinator Virgin. Discussions were related to progress and funding of Phase 1 development at the Bertram Chin Lakes Regional Park. Three items were discussed: Phase 1 development, the budget breakdown, Wright County Parks and Recreation Department project statuses, and the 2018 projects identified on the CIP and potential general fund. Mattice requested permission to delay the access road and parking reconstruction at Collinwood Park. It was going to be done in 2017, but there's some work that's going to be done in 2018, which would make more sense to do them both at the same time for an improvement in cost. Mattice said myself and Vetch, we had reviewed the request for proposals for the Bertram Beach House. Depending on the contract and designs, the cost will be anywhere from $430,000 to $600,000. Something new that we are doing, we're looking at a design build contract, and as an adder to that, we met last week and interviewed 3 companies and narrowed it down. So there'll be more of that forthcoming. But it's a design build so that there'll be no excuses about change orders that, well, the architect forgot to add this in there or whatever the case may be. So it's kind of a unique way to do it, and the private sector does it a lot. So it's something that the Parks Department tried to decide to do. Matthias showed photographs of the YMCA Cape Manitou Water Park. It's open on weekends to June through August, and the shelters may be reserved by the public on weekends through the county's Parks Department. Last year, 1,800 kids participated in their programs. Matthias said it has been a good partnership. There was discussion about hardwood seating for Bertram and when it will be budgeted. Matthias said cost is about $500 per acre for hydro seeding. They would seed approximately 20 acres. Direct hardwood seeding is typically done in November. And this is similar to what was done out at Nye Park, and it's very impressive on what it's done out there. Unbelievable how from those little seeds to for 10 years. 2004.
11 years.
11 years. 17 years. 13 years. We're in 2017 now.
But it's not really here yet. Growing season's not here.
Oh, all right. 12 years. I think. That's the new math, right?
12 years, yeah. You're good. Let's talk about that for a while.
And then,
It's going to be a short meeting.
anyway, regarding the budget breakdown for the phase one of the development of Bertram Park, there's a handout included with your packet, so I'm not going to go over. It's also in the minutes. So you can see the breakdown on what things are going. The park is coming along. We took a tour. Well, I should say the majority of us took a tour. Some commissioners decided it was too far to walk and left early.
I think I heard about this last week. Get it 2 weeks in a row. Yeah.
Put an excuse for the one missing. It was muddy for him.
That's true. That's true. And he was wearing his good shoes.
Yeah, he was.
So, but it's understandable.
I just cleaned my shoes after.
So make a motion to
So it's just there was no recommendations, just informational meeting only. So
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Delight, second by Commissioner Houston. I did have just one thing, and it kind of, I thought about it later, and I know maybe Commissioner Vetch can smooth this over, but I'm just wondering if even though the city of Monticello isn't, they're not, we kind of have that separation, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea just to let them know if they wanted to send somebody out just to see what we're doing. Is that something that they would be interested in, Mark, do you think?
Well, the Bertram Regional Park has a committee that gets together.
Okay,
And
so
that's-
they already knew all about it.
City staff have been really involved.
Okay.
So there's a big concept plan
Okay.
for the whole park.
I just wanted to make sure that everybody kind of knew what was going on, so. I mean, we do kind of take the lead on the park part of it, other, so.
Yeah, the
Okay.
passive park, the county is involved, and the sports part of the park, the city will be fully doing. But
That's good.
the plans have been so that they work together,
Yeah.
that it all flows right.
I just think that's going to be important for the long haul relationship between the city and the county. This is kind of a novel thing. I mean, it's the only one we have in the county, isn't it? What other ones do we have? What other cities, Mark? Okay, all right. Okay, so we do have some experience with it then, so. Okay.
How many other counties and cities get together?
Why didn't you come up, Mark?
Yeah.
There's only 87 to
For the
choose
record.
from.
And since you sit on the state park board or whatever it is,
Whatever committee you sit on, whatever committee you sit on.
Are we recording? Good morning,
Of
Mr.
course.
Chair, members of the board. There are some other examples. Right now, Olmsted County is working on a partnership with a few cities on what we already exist in Wright County on the North Fork of the Crow River, our Crow River system of parks. That's all managed by the county. Olmsted County is working with some municipalities down there to build the same type of feature we have on the Crow River on the Zumbro River. And then there's other models out there, counties working with counties like Meeker County and Stearns County have a park on the border called Lake Cronus Regional Park. It's owned by both and then operated by Meeker County.
But we have that same one with Stearns also up in,
Yeah, Fairhaven.
Fairhaven.
Yeah. Stearns buys all the land and then tells us everybody else to manage their stuff. So there are examples out there. And that, just as there's examples with the YMCA and day camps in regional parks like Rice Creek Chain of Lakes, Anoka County, one in Dakota County. There's actually two in Anoka County, so, you know, not too far off there. And our clarification, Commissioner Burrell. Lee, were you looking for a recommendation on those funds as far as the direct hardwood seeding?
Yeah, I was hoping to have a little discussion today, Board. I know we had talked at that meeting about the hardwood seeding out at Bertram. And kind of the request was made to me to kind of follow up if there'd be funds for doing that potentially. I had to run some numbers with the capital improvement plan. We are doing well compared to our budgeted costs. So we could do that this year if
We'd probably do that as a separate motion then?
as you do have a motion and a second on the minutes, yeah, I would, if
Okay.
you're interested.
All right, why don't let's vote on the minutes and then we'll go to that. So all in favor of the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries unanimous. So
I thought Commissioner Burrell was gonna hand plant all those hardwood trees that you guys talked at that meeting for a lot less, I think he
I
said.
could do it a lot cheaper, but it's the time commitment though. So.
Oh,
But,
Burrell's
is
looking
it
at
something that we want to have Mark speak to so that,
You certainly could, you know.
just give us the quick version here.
well, as part of that meeting, there was a variety of recommendations that actually came out. One was offsetting some of the Phase 1 development costs with some funds from the Collinwood project that was scheduled this year. Putting, with the reconstruction rather than the remodel, which put us behind budget. We were talking about taking about $210,000 out of the Collinwood project for this year and putting that up into Phase 1 development to help offset those costs of the development that's necessary with the grant application. And then leaving that other 219 in for 2018 and bulking that in with the expansion of the campground in the CIP. That was one recommendation within the minutes that we'd need to move forward. That would leave $50,000 this year to do all our planning and grading and everything like that, and then be able to go into the project in 2018. That was one recommendation, correct? I wasn't looking for it. And the second recommendation was to look at how we did last year on budgets, and I think Sue Virgin has told me that we were under budget on the BB Lake restroom improvements by enough to satisfy the need to do a direct hardwood seeding this year
Correct.
in November of 2017 at Bertram, with looking at approximately 20 acres. I did talk to Zumbro Valley Forestry yesterday, who is one of the top-of-the-line direct hardwood seeding people, and they gave me a random price estimate of somewhere between $400 and $500 an acre, Mark, depending on how much prep and stuff we need to do that you don't do. So,
Well, there should be very little prep for them to deal with.
no, it'd just be very little prep for them to deal with, correct? We
I
should be
mean,
able to get
it'll,
most
it'll all
everything
be,
done.
it'll all be tilled up and everything for them.
Right, with our agreement with the farmer there.
Yeah.
We'll have her all tilled up.
Well, Mark, do you have a recommendation of preference, or what would you want to see, I guess?
Recommendation of preference. Well, you know, we're good with planting trees this fall if we want. Otherwise, we'll have to go back into a rotation of corn, soybeans, and then it'll be
2 more years.
17, 18, fall of 18.
So you'd want to do it this fall? then,
17, 18 corn, fall of 19, excuse me. So I
Be
mean, if
2
we can
more
do it,
years, yeah.
sooner we plant. Takes 100 years to grow a 100-year-old tree.
Does it?
Really?
Amazing math on that.
So Leiden could figure that out.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to
Commissioner
have
Potter.
the Bertram Lake and the committee come up with their solution of where the money's coming from to make sure that it's clear where the money's coming from, and then come back to the board and just make it, it could be consent agenda or whatever, just to make sure we know where the money's coming from, whether it's shifting from one year to the next or some other budget, so we know where it's at, so it's clear, because I don't think
Yeah.
anybody out there this is gonna be real clear where the money's coming from.
The money is a shift from 16 to 17.
Yeah, because
From
16,
the-
you have $9,000 left from the BB Lake
Yep.
restroom remodel, and that's where that 9,000 is going towards that hardwood, correct?
19,000, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah, it was-
9,000. 71 was budgeted, and there, it was 62 is where it came in at, so it was
No,
9,000.
61 was budgeted.
Correct,
Oh, I see
correct.
71 here, but maybe I'm,
Originally, it was 71, it was revised down to 62. The costs I have right now are 47,000, basically 400, so there's about 14,000 remaining in that project. Keep in mind, I know we had the notes that are included in the minutes, but I had to do some updates on the bills that we have to date. So there is a little further update
So,
from the
so
materials that were in
Commissioner
the
Potter's
packets.
idea still is valid, just to have the committee look at it and,
Well, the committee won't meet again until April, which I guess isn't that big of a deal. Otherwise, the park committee meets on Monday, next week.
And I don't know if it's the Bertram committee or if it's admin with the CIP fund that would make the recommendation on where that money.
I mean, from the analysis we've done, the money's in the CIP if you have the appetite to do the project at this time, so.
go ahead, Commissioner Houston.
Chair, I think that I agree with Commissioner Potter. I'm in favor of this. However, I think it's nice just to get it cleaned up by,
Yep.
making a proposal, because it's not exactly in our minutes, and this is a separate thing, so I
So I
think
would-
it'd just be nice.
So-
And then
Here's the
we-
crow.
So why don't we,
Yeah.
so why don't we just have between Parks and Administration come up with a,
I
with a
think
clean
that's the
proposal
proper
for the board?
avenue.
Yeah.
Admin,
Yeah.
not through the
I agree.
committee, because the
Okay.
committee already has approved the
Right.
strategic plan and
And
implementation.
it could easily be on the consent agenda, just so it's, just, we have a record of it.
Okay, I don't think we need a motion for that, so. All right, sounds
Very
good.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Okay.
You too,
And
thanks.
we did vote on the minutes yet?
Yep.
Okay, so we're good.
You did.
Okay, schedule a committee of the whole meeting for strategic planning. Mr. Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to get another meeting on the schedule here in the latter part of March. Looking at a couple dates, we could do a Tuesday after one of the upcoming board meetings, either the 21st or the 28th. Otherwise, I'm pretty open. I'd like to keep it in March if possible, so.
Either one of them work for me.
My preference would be the 28th.
Mine too.
Okay.
You okay?
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to set a strategic planning committee meeting of the whole for March 28th, to what, 10:30?
10:30?
10:30?
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Potter to set the meeting.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hewsome. Further discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All, same sign for opposed. Motion carries unanimous. All right,
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to cancel the 4th of July board meeting, being that there's 5 Tuesdays in that month.
I don't think there is.
No, there isn't.
Oh, no, cancel 4th because it's a holiday, excuse me.
We'll be closed
I
that
will
day.
second that motion.
Okay, sorry about that.
okay. So motion is to cancel the 4th of July meeting because of the national holiday. Second by, no, Commissioner Vetch, okay, I didn't hear that. And further discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Aye. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Motion carries unanimous.
He really wanted to be here on the 4th of July. There's no other place he'd rather be.
Okay.
I just want to see if anyone was paying attention.
Advisory committee, advisory boards updates, whoever wants to
I
start.
have nothing to report, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
I will just encourage people to get into the polar plunge. It's going to be a polar walk-in, as it appears, since Buffalo Lake is open. Sturgis Park. I mean, I might actually be brave enough to do this, since I wouldn't have to plunge into, into a cold water through the ice. but it's to support the Special Olympics, and they have really, it's the first one they've done here for the polar plunge, but if you're interested, go ahead and look on, you could look at Rotary actually is, our foreign exchange student is going to be one of the people that plunge, and so it's a great cause. They've already exceeded what they had hoped to earn for pledges, and so this Saturday, and why there isn't a time, I'm not sure on here, but it's law enforcement for Special Olympics Minnesota.
Okay. Thank you. And I did you have anything else, Commissioner Houston?
I will just say that our trusted reporter said that it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so thank you, Ed.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. And I was at the Fair Board meeting last night, just a couple things to report. And we will be having actually a committee of the whole, Ways and Means, not committee of the whole, a Ways and Means committee about this meeting tomorrow. But the Fair Board, the Agricultural Society, is actually going to develop a special entity, what is it, 501c? It's
3C3, yeah.
Okay, and which is going to be nice. That will be on the Wright County Fair, will be that nonprofit organization, so people can make a tax deductible charitable donation that way. Right now, they did not have that option, so we'll be talking about that tomorrow at Ways and Means. The other thing that we got to make sure that we get updated is the photo for the fair guidebook. So, and I've talked to Deb about that, so I think we're good. Commissioner DeLayden, or?
I sat in on a meeting with HR, admin, and IT, and auditor's office, and found out that the county's actually doing payroll for the Historical Society and Soil and Water. And there was one more, wasn't there? Is it just
Should
those
be it.
two?
Should just be those two, I believe.
Kroll.
Oh, right.
And so we take care of their health insurance, they're on our plan. But I mean, they pay for it, but we're dealing with it all through our payroll system and stuff like that.
Kind of money in, money out.
Yeah, but there's a lot of time, there's a lot of screwing around, for lack of a better term, in dealing with all of this. So I've asked them to kind of put a cost associated with that to try and figure out and see if it's something we want to continue to do, because it takes a lot of time. And is it beneficial to the county to do this or not? So I've asked them to kind of put something together for the board to look at to see if it's really worth us to continue doing this. Right now, it's kind of cumbersome with our current software, and maybe once that gets updated, it'll be a little bit easier or something. But right now, there's a lot of people spending a lot of time, which I'm not sure really benefits the county itself.
So the auditor's office is looking into it then.
Yeah, I think the auditors and HR, because it affects HR too, and so it's a lot of goofing around. So
Okay.
it may be that it's
Well,
a cost of doing business, because they're kind of our partners, but then again, maybe not. So
okay.
once we get a better handle on it, I think it'll be beneficial.
Sounds good.
I have nothing to report.
Okay. Well, we are going to adjourn at 9:28.